The only reason why we've got more than one copy of this piece is because it's in this lovely anthology. Yeah, which is published by Tony over here. And yeah, I'm publishing it, so I'm just like, oh, look at my book. So yeah, it's called Keeping the Edge, and it's available on Amazon. If you have me on Facebook, then you'll know because I keep talking about it. So,
Come on then, show me what you got.
The kid crows across the bar, shaggy dog hair hanging in his face and his slurred words in an American drawl, as a much bigger man takes offense and lunges for him. Everything is broken glass and sticky tables and shitty mullet rock whining from the jukebox, and I'm starting to get a headache. I have a bad feeling about this, getting on for Obi-Wan levels of foreboding. I'm all for scoping this kid out before we decide whether to invite him to join our group, but I'm not getting a good feeling from him here. This is a kid. He can't be older than 20. A kid who puts cigarettes out on himself for the hell of it, or that's what Elvis said he saw, but a kid nonetheless. A dog who doesn't know how to get out of the way when a car's headed for it, that's dangerous. A mad dog who chases cars until one hits it, that's really dangerous. Seems like this kid has been chasing cars for a long time.
I'm going to kill you, you wee bastard.
Whoever large and scary number one is, he's confident enough in his ability to squash the kid flat that he's shouting about it to the whole bar. I watch Elvis sigh through his fat nose and take another sip of his pint, melted cheese, Ouija face rippling under the dim overhead light. This is supposed to be strictly recon, just the old man pointing out the fresh blood and me having a look to make sure I recognize him so that I can keep a watch out. I really don't want to have to deal with this drama. It's supposed to be my day off. Piece of cake, Elvis said. Have a few drinks, keep an eye on the guy, and just see what you can see. No bother. I'm gonna kill Elvis.
Kill me, huh? Big talk from a big man.
It's the voice that catches attention. Those bland, mid-Atlantic vowels that make everything sound like a line from a movie. That's why a lot of people are looking at him when it happens. Without warning, the kid produces a knife from somewhere on his person and slashes it across his own forearm. Elvis moves for his jacket, but like the rest of the bar, he's frozen. As blood drips and the kid starts to laugh at the big man's face, a shattered sound, like he's been deep-throating broken bottles. The man who's been threatening him a moment ago now looks like he's fallen through a trapdoor and ended up in front of Satan himself.
Come on then, let's go. I got all day.
The kid throws his arms wide with a sneer, drops of blood spattering on the floor in a lazy arc around him. It's triumphant, mad but triumphant. Looks like Elvis was right. He is our brand of crazy. Maybe not everyone's cup of tea, but he could be our 8th shot of tequila.
You're fucking mad.
The big guy is white as a sheet, babbling in a heavy Glasgow murmur. He grabs his friend's shoulder and tugs at it, wanting to bowl.
You're mental, you are.
10 minutes ago, you were the one shoving me out of your way. Still want to fuck with crazy?
He laughs again, and it's a childish sound, gleeful. There's a manic glint in his eye that promises that this is more interesting than just a bar fight. This isn't just drunken bravado. The kid is enjoying himself.
Man,
The kid chuckles.
you're the one who wanted to whip him out and measure. Your fucking turn.
I watch transfixed, not even glancing to see Elvis's reaction as the kid flips the knife over in his hand with practiced ease and holds it out to the other man, handled first. The big guy backs away from him like he's infectious, not like he's offering him a weapon. Fear is a greater weapon than the little throwing knife that the kid is holding could ever be, and he knows it.
You are fucking insane.
The kid just smirks like there isn't blood running down his arm, dripping through his fingers onto the dirty floor, like there isn't a bar full of people staring at him like he's the Antichrist. He smirks and stares and doesn't fucking blink, and there is nothing behind his eyes. After a few seconds, it's too much for the big guy, who grabs his friend's shoulder again and hauls him to the door.
Fuck this.
I hear as they pass us, bar stuff as invisible as wallpaper.
Not getting near that, not a fucking rabies or something.
The kid just laughs again. wearily this time, and drops down onto a seat at the bar. He pulls a bandana from his pocket to wrap around his bleeding arm. This clearly isn't his first rodeo. The other patrons slowly go back to their drinks. Everyone's too afraid or just doesn't care enough to ask him to leave, now that the show and excitement is over. It's not like this kind of thing doesn't happen around here. He orders another drink and it's as if nothing's happened, asking for unspecified beer in that Sumtown, USA accent. I don't give him tenants. I get the feeling that that's not what he means when he says beer. You okay? That was a nasty cut. I talk quietly as I fish a bottle of Budweiser out of the fridge. Elvis stays mum. Apparently sweet-talking the newbie is my job this time. I decide to go the more concerned route rather than flirting. Choose your own adventure. Don't turn to page 4.
Yeah, sorry about the mess. I'll mop it up if you want.
He looks genuinely sheepish, and it's so out of place with what just occurred that I can't help but twitch a smile. That corn-fed American look on his face like Jet Rink before money ruins him. He could be James Dean if he cut his hair. That's alright, it's pretty quiet right now. I've got time. I put his beer in front of him and he starts peeling the label off before he even takes a swallow. His fingernails are so bitten down that they look like he's stuck his fingers in a pencil sharpener. I wonder how he can stand to touch anything without flinching. What's your name?
Joe.
He doesn't offer anything more, but that's all that I needed. It's good to meet you, Joe. I gesture to Elvis sitting a few chairs away in his usual spot. This is a friend of mine, Elvis. I think you two would get along. It seems like you've got a lot in common. The kid looks confused, but he nods, glancing at Elvis's candle wax face curiously. He's hooked in enough by the oblique suggestion to go over and say hello, at least. The old man can handle the rest. My job done, I take myself off to mop up the spilt blood. Whatever the group is up to, I still can't lose my job. I am not going back to working in the pretzel shop at the bottom of the Buchanan Galleries, even if it means mopping up other people's blood on a Wednesday night, even if it means sweet-talking kids into putting themselves in danger. With a terminal illness, they always say that you feel fine right up until the point when you don't. The gun club was my terminal illness. It was fine right up until the point it wasn't. Joe was the point it wasn't. Joe was the beginning of the end.